and welcome to the final episode, and now the conclusion, as they would say in Star Trek. We are here for the final episode of this very special Star Trek Adventures 2 playthrough, as we are celebrating the launch of their technical manual that drops on the 4th of June. So, if you haven't pre-ordered it already, I suggest that you do, because it's filled with all sorts of cool and wonderful stuff. And there we go. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, there we go. Some hand-waving stuff going on there. It's real. It's a real book. Really, really, really exciting content and super cool. So go check that out. And if you've already, if this is after the 4th of June, then go pick up a copy, because it is filled with super cool ideas and works not only Star Trek Adventures 2, but also in the Captain's Log range as well. So if you are a Captain's Logger, then it's also very useful for you. Now, joining me, I've got some amazing folks, and they're going to give us a little introduction and tell us who they're playing. And let's start with Steve.
Hello, I'm Steve. I'm playing Lieutenant Zeb Herman, science officer and botanist and food improver with his collection of fun food sources and cosmetics. Totally legit, available from behind the counter at your local Replomat.
Lovely. Kim.
Hey, I'm Kim, and I'm from High Rollers, and today I am playing Ensign Tenon, who is your local friendly Beta Z, reading all your thoughts and selling your... No, I'm not selling your secrets. I am just a keen and optimistic, young, up-and-coming ensign who's really excited and probably going to get us all killed.
Yay! Yay! And leading this ragtag bunch of folks.
Hey everybody, I'm Jim Johnson. I am the project manager, line editor for the Star Trek Adventures RPG, and I am playing Lieutenant Commander Burke Van Joxa, the Tellarite chief engineer of the USS Norwalk, leading this intrepid band into whatever disaster and chaos we're about to get into.
Indeed. And so we'll use Dice of Destiny to determine who is going to give us a recap of what happened last week, just in case you missed it, and unfortunately, unlike Netflix, there is no skip intro button. That would be a 19, and that means it's Steve. This is worth 1. Oh God, what's the
Determination.
Determination point. Oh, I've just gone blank. It's like, this is worth 1.
One of those things. It's been a long day. It's fine. So we are all that's, as I say, all that's left. We are the command crew of the USS Norwalk. Our captain, the commandant, left the ship so we deal with a second contact with photonic beings that once famously made contact with the USS Voyager. Our lead on this, for want of a better word, is the EMH, who from Voyager. Unfortunately, we have to refer to him as the President of Earth. A president, and yeah, it's all gone really well. Unfortunately, the photonic beings appear to have taken the lessons of Captain Proton very, very seriously. So much so that we've accidentally maybe think we could have killed the EMH. He made it out, but he's still stuck in the transporter buffer, only to be revived by a bunch of ensigns who don't know what they were doing. Sorry about that. Meanwhile, stuck in the holodeck trying to not teach the son of Chaotica, our nemesis in this particular story, how the ship works, we are trying to solve our way out and distract him with low-tech solutions, but we're all from Starfleet and we don't do low-tech, it's very hard. Currently having escaped from a giant death squid on a raft, what are they called? Those swamp buggies? Like from Gentle Bend.
Hovercraft? Like
yeah,
a
sure.
Hovercraft, yeah.
We escaped from that, and that went okay. There was a slight explosion. Not Zeb Herman's fault at all. And now we are on a spaceship that looks like it was made out of cardboard tubes and other bits you might find in the spares cupboard on Blue Peter. And the peril is real, despite the fact that the budget for effects is not.
Very, very true. And so, zooming in to our black and white scene our intrepid heroes stand on the deck of their Space Force rocket ship as it rocks violently from side to side. There is a big, bright, flashing light in amongst the various
You can do
consoles.
better than that. Come on. We all look like we were just swaying at a Coldplay gig.
Like a concert, yeah.
Isn't it what you meant to do? You're going to go, someone goes 1, 2, 3, and on 3 you will like go to the left, isn't it? So like, so if
Oh,
you're all
left.
left, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're terrible. Never mind. I'll sync it together. It'll look great.
Make it look good. Fix that in post.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll
fix
try.
that in post. That's
Sorry,
it.
sorry, GM.
The flashing light is labeled very easily communications.
That's my job. I'll get that. Press button.
As you press the button, this little circular screen sort of waves into life, and you can see this very round, bald-headed man with very large, almost dark lips, lots of earrings piercing through very large ears, and he sits looking very smug.
Okay.
And he says, "Captain, I am the pirate king of the planet Ergo. Surrender your women, your gold, and your ship, and I may let you live."
Hey, that is 2389.
Based on a 1930s sci-fi.
Yes, I know. Pirate King of
And
Pirates.
as if to punctuate his remarks, his vessel fires 3 bolts of energy, which slam concussively, bang, 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 against the hull of your ship, rocking it violently in whichever direction everyone decides to go in. And various lights on the command deck start to flash in a very urgent kind of, we shouldn't take any more of these hits. You are very aware that traditional combat here will probably teach Maximus exactly how to use the ship's weapon systems.
Right.
But also, at this stage, we've kind of all taken a bit of stress. We're all getting a bit roughed up.
Yeah.
I think we're aware that it's that or we don't make it out of this holodeck.
That is true. And as you are considering that, Lieutenant Herman, a med kit materializes out of nowhere
Oh,
next to you.
that's not part of the program. That doesn't even look like Captain Proton
Nope.
themed.
No.
Exactly right. It is a Starfleet issue med kit.
And it's
That suggests somebody's watching.
real?
Absolutely real.
Yeah.
If someone's
Does that-
watching, we
Well,
can
I mean, hopefully it's our own
communicate
crew.
that. I would hope so. It could be.
Do remember your communicators were working before.
I've got one. What?
Did we just do that thing? Did we just do that thing where we just didn't think of the simplest thing we could have done this whole time? Just, speak to our people.
Yeah, this is the sci-fi equivalent of the door wasn't locked.
Yeah, it wasn't locked.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, bloop, bloop, bloop. And I'll be like, Lieutenant Herman to
The
bridge. We've just received a care package of a med kit. Who's sending this stuff through?
Now, before the answer happens, it's important to note that our young Ensign Tenon, you are busy at the controls of the starship for this next conversation. Because at exactly the same time, our Lieutenant Hernan is making contact with Ensign Kimball. Ensign Kimball, you are currently watching, not from the bridge, but in the medical bay.
Right.
Mhm.
You are watching the doctor look in terror
Okay.
as he is slowly disappearing.
Oh, no. Lieutenant Herman, this is Ensign Kimball here. We have a bit of a situation. We have the EMH known as the Doctor in our med bay, but he's disappearing. Instructions, orders. I need an adult. No, wait, no, I'm Starfleet. I'm
Need an
Starfleet.
adult?
I have this. I'm Starfleet. I have this. I'm saying this out loud. Did you receive our care package, sir?
Yes. How did you get that through the force field? Did you teleport that in?
Ensign, is it Jimson? Was it Jimson? Ensign Jimson, managed to program it into the program that you're running. We may have had to take the safety protocols offline to do so. However, we deemed it better to send you the supplies because you all look a bit stressed in there,
The
sir.
Doctor has now completely vanished.
The Doctor's completely vanished, sir.
Is well, check the buffers. Is he back there?
Bleep, bleep, bleep. I checked the buffers.
Bleep, bleep, bleep. You check the buffers. I like that. You can certainly go ahead. Give me a control plus. It's control plus engineering, I'm afraid.
So that's an 11 for me.
Difficulty of 1.
I got a 4 and a 12.
So that is your success.
Yeah.
1 success, which is what you needed. It appears that the Doctor is now integrating into the ship's systems, but at the same time, you're not detecting that other presence anymore. It's a bit confusing as to what's going on in the internal systems. Yeah.
Okay, I'll relay that back
Okay.
to Lieutenant Herman.
The other presence. Are you? Listen up. Are we talking Son of Chaotica? Other presence here? Is this what you're talking about?
Yes, I was gonna ask you about that, Lieutenant. We had a weird presence, Son of Chaotica. I'm assuming it's something to do with the holodeck program that you're running.
I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. But yes, it's a thing. I advise you to break out the records on the mission that Voyager did, where they met the photonic energy beings, and I'll sort of say, the ones Ensign Tenon looked up.
Oh, right.
That should give you the info you need to know on, and then the fact that this person is called the Son of Chaotica, you'll be able to put one and one together and.
Okay,
You
so
should
yeah,
be
I
able to.
remember Tenon was telling me something about arachnids or something like that. I'll figure it out.
She hasn't mentioned arachnids yet.
Okay,
Look sternly at Tenon.
Is there, just so you know as well, the ship suddenly went into warp to try and get to Earth, but only at warp factor 2, and I've managed to get it to drop out, so we're holding position where we are. Do you have any further commands for us, sir?
Stand by. We'll work something out, and I'll
Okay.
push the hold button and turn to Jaxa and be like, "What do we do?" It's
Well, as you tap your comm badge to close the channel, Jaxa, you are with Tenon, and that communications button is flashing again.
Okay. Ensign?
I push that's me. I do comms. I press the comms. I make the
The
comms.
Pirate
happen.
King appears again.
Oh, this guy.
You have chosen death. Very well. Such a pity. Fire the blight beam.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we didn't actually have any women or gold to give you, and either way, that's really quite regressive. Actually, women are no longer currency.
Nor is gold, for that matter.
Nor is gold.
We don't have money, so.
Unfortunately, we go into starship combat at this moment as the Pirate King fires upon your ship.
Okay.
I'm going to say that they're acting first, and so the orders that his crew take are to do something, and you can get a sense as you are looking at your readings that there is this bizarre, looks like a dish with a little needle sticking out the front of it. On the front of his ship is kind of rotating around, and then you watch as these rings of energy come out of it and wash over your ship. You're convinced you're being scanned, as it looks as if they're scanning for weakness on your ship.
Oh.
So
Blight beam.
they fail to find a weakness on your ship. Luckily, actually, you know what? Yeah, they fail to find a weakness on your ship. And so that is them done. They are going to then spend 2 threat to keep the initiative.
What does that lead me down
And
to?
the pilot on their ship moves the ship in a very, very aggressive manner, as if they have taken the order attack pattern in terms of their maneuvers. This now sends the initiative over to you folks. What are you doing?
So we need to get through this combat without using many of our systems, because we don't want to teach the son of Chaotica anything really about how to use the ship, right?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like according to the ensigns, that he managed to take control of the warp engines, and maybe that's from something we did against the Death Squid.
Maybe. I guess we did sort of create a rocket-propelled thing, and we were driving a thing around a lot.
Yeah.
But
So
But if we do nothing, and now that the safety protocols are off, I don't like the sounds of that.
no, I don't.
well, if
Ensign Kimball's.
our
Oh, sorry.
ship is destroyed, that's not going to benefit the son of Chaotica, right?
Hmm.
So
True.
somewhere he's got to think. I think we do ramming speed, and we go after the Pirate King Ergo, just like we did with the swamp boat. We just go straight at him. What do you think?
Does the Space Forge rocket ship? How does it handle ramming? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, it'll ram, but will it survive the ramming?
Will it live to ram another day? No.
Lieutenant Commander, I respect your position of authority and your wisdom on such matters, but I don't think that Captain Proton's ship was built for ramming.
You've watched the historical records and the show. What was it built for? What was Captain Proton's signature move? What did he? Was it fast? Was it gunpower?
He was particularly fond of the Destructo Ray, which is exactly as it sounds.
Okay.
I guess kind of the equivalent of our phasers. They had a space drive, ray guns, rocket packs, confinement rings, lightning shields. No, that was Chaotica's thing.
I mean, it doesn't sound like it's geared to getting away.
No, well, maybe that big lever looks. It was very much a fighty
Okay.
ship.
I'm just kind of like worried that. I think it's kind of like one of the things where, like, presumably we've got chairs or something. I think it's able to sort of slump a bit into a chair, a bit like.
You're actually all standing. There aren't any chairs.
There's no chairs.
In that case, I'll lean against something in a tired
And then
manner.
it just like falls over.
Yeah, so the set wobbles a bit, but but it's like we started off and we didn't want to teach him something, and we taught him how the holodeck works. We then tried not to teach him something while dealing with the squid, and we've clearly taught him something, but he doesn't understand it fully yet. Like the Ensign Kimball said, that warp's been engaged, but it's at warp 2 and it's really a shaky field, and he hasn't yet worked out that there may be something in the way on his way to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we have a time to use the things before he fully understands them. I just worry that if we constantly try and play on the back foot, we're always going to be on the back foot.
Mm-hmm.
And
we we could maybe try for something like confinement rings, because that would translate to a tractor beam, right? And you can't do a lot of damage with a tractor beam. Well, you could accidentally pull a ship apart, but he might not get to that bit. Or, as you say, we go all guns blazing.
Well, looking at our control panel, the control panel tells us that we have those 2 wondrous devices, right? So we have wondrous devices.
You do have the wondrous devices, but they can only be activated after your first and second breach.
After we suffer breaches, right?
Right.
So that's Jack said, like, I don't know if the game master wants to throw a hand here, but like, I've got incisive scrutiny, right? Which means I can look at a problem and analyze the problem, and see how we can theoretically, how can we solve the problem of using the ship but not doing it in such a way that we're teaching him anything useful, right? I've also got a value that's if there's no solution to your problem, invent one.
Right.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking, I still think, like, if we ram the ship, if we ram them, create a breach on ourselves, we could use one of our wondrous devices to surprise them. And that's something that the Norwalk doesn't have, right? The Norwalk doesn't have any wondrous devices, so we technically wouldn't be teaching Maximus anything useful, because why would you crash your own ship into another ship and then use a crazy wild device?
Yeah, we want something that makes no sense.
Yeah, I want to do something that doesn't make any sense.
It's a good theory. So I'm not sure.
I'm just not sure if there's a role here that would help, because there's a value I could use and then a talent, but I'm not really sure what the task would be here, other than to say, is this a good plan? I don't know. I may just decide to take an action here and just go for it. I want to get my crew's input.
You can go ahead and give me an insight and command check, because that's really kind of what you're looking at here.
Yeah.
Is this a good idea type of thing?
Okay. And can I, would using my determination with that value, if there's no solution, create one? Would that
absolutely.
be useful here? All right. Well, I'll spend that determination then.
Right.
So okay. So that difficulty 2. Okay. So that immediately gives me my 2 successes. Let's see if I can roll a. So my target number is 11.
Yeah.
And I rolled a 3, so that's not enough for another success. So I've got 3 successes.
Very
Nice.
So 1 success gets backed for momentum.
Yep.
So we're on 1 momentum now. Cool.
That's it. So it makes sense that he learned about propulsion because you were using the swamp craft, which was by nature navigation and propulsion. It makes sense exactly what Herman was saying in terms of you're always on the back foot if you're trying to not use technology. And then you recall something that I think Tenon suggested right at the very beginning when you were first in the holodeck, was he doesn't know all of the ship's systems. He vaguely knows the ship systems. And there was a suggestion between all of you to try and lure him somewhere with the pretext of it giving him all of the information. So you need to somehow get out of this situation, but then contrive how to get into a situation where you could start to pull him or lure him, perhaps. So using the ship's weapons, would that get him here or not?
We have to. Okay.
So that's kind of what your insight is sort of looking at this whole big picture, going, okay, well, I don't have a solution, so I need to invent one. And the conclusion is, whatever you're doing, you're not fighting Maximus. You're fighting holodeck creations. How do you turn that on its head? How do you engage Maximus rather than the holodeck?
So when we were in the shack, all of the little bits of equipment, like, were kind of reflective of things that could have been a like you said, the layout matched a certain technical aspect of the ship or something. Could we effectively redecorate or whatever the inside of the Space Force rocket to resemble or to indicate a part of the real USS Norwalk, and then kind of almost throw the fight and let him board us? Because then he will come to this location, we give up, we surrender, we fire false flag.
Ooh. And if we could add to that, like, what if we basically made it like Captain Proton? Oh, he has a database that has all of the knowledge, like, the technical spec, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So trying to make it like there is something on Captain Proton's ship that contains all the knowledge of how all this technology works, or how Earth works, or something like that.
Well, Captain Proton himself, because he can't, that's not technology he can imitate, that's a person.
He's a living computer. No.
Whilst all of this debate is going on, that constitutes your turn.
Yeah, we'll just so actually, what I think is,
Now we bounce back to the enemy ship to get to take their turn, and they do indeed. They calibrate their weapons first, and then they fire.
Fire!
And so you might get that breach earlier than you anticipated.
Hey, what a gift.
This increases their damage by 1, which is the calibration, and then they get to fire. And will they hit? Won't they hit? They are firing their blight beam, which is quite dangerous.
Don't love it.
Yeah, it's a long range weapon, so they're well within range, and so they fire this weapon, and that's, oh dear. Okay, and I'm going to spend all 3 of my remaining threat. To give them 4 dice, because the Pirate King really wants to make sure that you get the point of this exercise.
Thank you.
Brace for impact.
And that's a control plus security. And so here we go. Oh, a 9 and a 7. So that's 2 successes so far. So that would count. He has hit you. And then his next 2 dice. Oh, a 6 and a 3. So that's 4 successes in total.
Oh.
She's breaking up.
So he hits you for a severity 9 attack.
Okay.
We have 3 resistance.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it takes it down to 6.
Correct. You have no shields.
No.
No shields. Okay.
So that immediately translates into a breach.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please.
Kim, you want to do the honors again?
Okay. 4.
4. Your engines take a direct hit. Now, that's the worst possible place to be hit. Because if
You're
you
welcome.
get hit there again, you are going to suffer a warp core breach. Even though you don't have a warp core. You've got a nuclear fusion powered
Piece of cardboard.
The end result is still the same.
The end result is still the same. Absolutely. Okay.
Oh boy, you are so welcome for that.
There's a giant sort of rocking as this happens, and initiative goes back to you.
All right. I want us to come to a complete stop. So I want them to think that hitting the engines was enough to just completely disable our propulsion systems. And then Captain Proton, looking at Ensign 10 and Captain Proton, I want you to open a comm signal to, I guess, everybody, because I want Maximus to hear this. And I want you to tell, well, before you turn the comm signal on, tell Maximus that our ship has been badly damaged and that we have the crystal of immense knowledge. And if the Pirate King damages us again, he is at risk of destroying it and losing that for all time. And that's one of the 2 wondrous devices we have. So I'm going to make that a potency 4 thing: the crystal of all knowledge, the crystal of immense knowledge, and just see if we can get Maximus maybe to come here and fight us on his terms, or fight us on our terms, as opposed to using this
Right.
Pirate King
Yeah.
excuse. But I
Okay.
want Captain Proton to do it because it's the it fits the shtick of the story of the black and white
Yeah.
stuff and everything.
Mhm.
It really does. Okay, Captain Proton, are you ready for another speech?
Yes. Yep.
So-
Yep.
Presence and command.
Presence and command. So that is 10 and 2. Did we have any momentum?
We have
one.
one.
An
have one.
petite momentum.
And the Game Master
Um,
has no threat at the moment, so you could spend a couple. You could give him a couple threat to get another dice if you need it.
Yeah.
I could be nice, yeah. I will. I think, yeah, I will. Go on,
Excellent.
have some threat.
All right, so you're gonna spend one. You're gonna spend
So
one and give 2 threats. So you've got 2 extra dice.
Cool, thank you. So let's roll. So what did I say? It was a presence and command, wasn't it? So that's 12.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
I got a 7 and a 16. So one success.
One success.
A 9 and an 8.
Oh, brilliant.
2
3 successes. And your difficulty was 3 because you're trying to convince him. I should have told you that difficulty before. Sorry.
We just wanted to roll dice.
I just rolled the dice. I'm called high rollers for a reason. All I do is roll. And then I roll I roll low, which would have been good for this game, but typically my luck has changed. But yes. Okay. Captain Proton to son of Chaotica. Maximus, you son of a gun. You have me on the back foot. But tell your minion to step off, because if he destroys my ship, then he takes out the crystal of immense knowledge. And I think that's something that you want.
Oh, how beautiful a speech. How beautiful a speech. Over the comms, you hear this voice. No wonder my father controlled the known galaxy. You have no stomach for combat. Maximus sounds irritated. The chamber, however, shifts, and you are still on your rocket ship, but you are no longer fighting the Pirate King.
Oh.
And you are very lucky because their next order was to do another attack. But anyway, the rocket ship has now landed outside of Chaotica's fortress.
Okay.
Ah.
And standing outside, you can see through the portal on the side of your ship. You can see Maximus, and next to him, there is a squad of 6 of his guards, and the doctor,
Oh.
wrapped in chains, and his prisoner.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Bring out the crystal of knowledge.
Just
And
look at
surrender
Jaxa
to me.
expectantly.
And you may yet live.
I mean, I guess Steve, by naming it, we created it, right? So we have some
I guess, yeah.
fancy blown glass, rainbow-colored kind of glass thing that kind of sort of looks like a crystal of immense knowledge, given the 30s and the technology.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what the
Probably
wondrous
just a big, awkward-looking orb thing, and so we'll pick that up out of the probably a
It's in a
storage
just in a
container.
drawer.
It's just in a
Yeah.
drawer. Look what I
Secret.
found.
top secret crate. Yeah.
Off screen for me here. So.
Yeah.
As the newbie to Star Trek Adventures, I'm just a little bit aware that we have a lot of stress on us, but we also were sent the medical kit.
Yes.
So how do you like lower your stress? How do you reset yourself back to nice and calm?
You can literally just take a moment or 5 minutes or so, and that will
Mhm.
get you back. I think it gets you back 3 stress.
Get you back 4.
Does it gets you back 4 stress?
Or,
Back
mhm.
4, yeah.
Or you can take an hour lunch break, and I think that gets you back
Oh.
8.
I'm
I
feeling
don't
the
think,
lunch
given
break.
the circumstances, that a lunch break really makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm a
Do
bit
we-
peckish though, you know. We got hot sauce guy here.
How are you going to buy yourselves 5 minutes? Everyone's
Yeah.
waiting outside.
Yeah.
Is it still 5 minutes if you have the med kit? Like, can you use the med kit? Is that like an instant fix, or is that for
The
more
med kit
serious
is
stuff?
more intended to help you after you've been injured or
Okay.
defeated.
So it's like a preventative rather than a.
Mhm.
not prevent
Because
it.
your stress doesn't represent actual physical damage. Your
Mhm.
stress represents psychological trauma and
Mhm.
exhaustion and that sort of thing. So you could very well take a stimulant from the med kit,
Mhm.
and you could try doing that. But you basically need to buy yourselves 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get
Yeah.
5 minutes out of Maximus?
Well, do we want to take the 5 minutes, or do we want to just go out there and like just be fully stressed?
Well, I mean, Jax has been pretty stressed out, so I think a few minutes to
Mhm.
kind of catch his breath would be great. And I think Ensign Captain Proton, I think this is your opportunity to vamp and and posture and
Okay.
extol your virtues and extol the virtues of your crew while we extract the crystal of immense knowledge from the ship systems, which is very delicate because if we get something wrong, we might break it,
Yeah.
and then we would lose all that immense knowledge. So
Yeah.
while we kind of rest and recover, be on the comms and just
Just chatting away.
Yeah, yeah.
do the best of Captain Proton speeches and
And I think,
Try
yeah,
that.
I'll do exactly that. I think I will, extol the virtues of Son of Chaotica, appeal to his narcissistic tendencies, and, oh, you defeated us this time. I should have known the Son of Chaotica would be able to put Captain Proton on the back foot.
Yes.
But I am a spaceman first class, and, so I just keep going and explain that we need 5 hot minutes to take this thing out, otherwise it could be damaged. And if you approach, this operation is very delicate, so tell your army of evil to stay back, because if anyone approaches the ship while we undertake this very delicate procedure, the whole thing could go off and wipe us all out.
I like that. You're being quite reasonable in that statement. So I'm going to say you can use reason.
Mm-hmm.
And you're commanding the situation. So this is a reason and command check.
Okay. So
You're trying to buy 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You've flattered him. So I'm going to say, yeah, you know what? This is a difficulty of 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 12, we are out of... No, I've got 1 momentum, haven't I? Could I beg favor of using my focus of psychology again? I know I used it in the last episode for the kind of like getting into the
Use your focus.
headspace.
It's applicable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm just gonna... shall I use the momentum, guys? What do you think?
It's up to
I
you.
don't have a record of having one, but if we have one, go ahead and use it.
Okay.
I thought we spent it.
Oh, did we spend it? GM,
I
what do you
I
think?
see. Guy has 2 thread. I don't see a momentum though.
I think you spent them. I think you spent the momentum.
I
and
spent
gained
both of
2
them,
threat.
didn't
Yeah,
I? So I can't do it anyway. And
I will defer to
don't-
Jim in terms of keeping track of the threat and
Yeah.
momentum, because
Yeah. It's better than mine. I'm just gonna roll. Let's roll.
Do it.
I've got a 4 and an 18. So
1 success and nothing. All right. So he strides backwards and forwards, and as you are giving a speech, he then gives a speech, and he says, "As a boy, my father said to me, 'Maximus, the galaxy is yours. Take it. If anything or anyone tries to stand in your way, crush them without mercy.' You've stood in my way, Captain Proton, but no longer. For, you see, whilst I have been toying with your simple minds, my genius has taken over this ship,
Oh.
and the secrets of the universe are mine. But before you hand over the crystal of knowledge,
immense knowledge.
Immense.
immense knowledge, I want to acknowledge your surrender. Your time is up. Kneel before your new leader.
Is that the 5 minutes or
Your
yeah?
5 minutes is up. You get your 4 stress back.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, we all
Woo.
get 4 stress back. That's good.
Blessed.
Can I ask what the EMH is doing at this? How is this going down with the EMH?
I would like you, please, as you ask that question, to give me an insight plus medicine check.
Oh boy, insight plus medicine. That's 9 plus 3. That takes me to 12. I can test a theory. I can. Oh no, engineering and science. Whoops. Okay, so yeah. What's the difficulty on this?
3.
3. Okay, right. Rethink that plan. We haven't got any momentum.
No.
Well, I mean, maybe not rethinking the plan that much then. I guess.
Give me threat.
Yeah, I'm going to give you 1 threat. Give me an extra dice. And sociology is the closest. It's not really a thing.
Not in this moment, I'm afraid.
Not really. Okay, then. Well, here we go. Let's see how this works out. I have... Oh my golly, I've done it. I've got a 1, a 5, and a 16. So that's 3.
Hey.
Brilliant.
These
The
dice are good.
The doctor hasn't reacted in any way, shape, or form at all. Which is
people are getting
very uncharacteristic.
People are giving speeches and he's not joining in.
He's not gagged, just shackled.
Is he still in his lizard outfit, or is he back to President of Earth?
He's back to his President of Earth outfit.
Shame. I'll obviously so. Ensign Tennant is out up front, giving it some Captain Proton energy.
Yeah.
I'll lean to Lieutenant Commander Jackson and be like, something seems off with the EMH. Sorry, Mr. President. It doesn't seem right. He hasn't said a word.
Can we get a sense of anything that? I mean, maybe he's damaged or wounded or not fully integrated.
You can access the holodeck controls, but that is going to require you to stay on the ship.
And that might potentially teach Maximus something, so we don't want to do that.
If he's paying attention.
If he's paying attention, he might be distracted by Captain Proton's speechifying.
It could be good to have someone stay on the ship, like, you know, if this all goes south.
Why don't you stay on the ship? I can take the crystal out.
Okay.
And yeah. Then you I guess there's no real way to send messages back and forth, but we'll just have to wing it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I trust you. I trust you all immensely with my fate in your hands.
Pick up the crystal of all immeasurable knowledge. And,
Immense knowledge. Immense.
Sorry, even I'm getting it wrong. I cradle it like a baby and carry it down the stairs.
All right. Proton, you leading the way, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And
The
I'll
two
stay
of
on the
you-
ship.
Yes, and start to access the panel at the back. The two of you disembark and make your way down to stand in front of Maximus. He is positively grinning, and his posture is so full of himself. He is loving this moment. As you arrive, he says, "When my father sent me on that spy mission into the Dimension X territory, and I was taken prisoner by those fools, I never dreamed that it would lead to this moment. You may have killed my father, Proton, but you know this day it is I, Maximus, who have slain you." And he nods to one of his guards, and the guard pulls out this very curious-looking sword. It's completely and utterly impractical as a weapon. It looks like someone's taken two batleths and welded them back to back, and then sort of put a handle in the middle of them. Completely useless as a weapon.
Right.
But looks cool as hell.
Absolutely. And he, the guard throws the blade at your feet, and then hands him a blade.
Oh.
And the guards form a circle around the lot of you. Herman, you're kind of jostled in amongst the guards holding the crystal, because the guards are just making sure no one leaves whilst their grand leader has his big showdown.
I get the impression they don't want the crystal.
Well,
The impression this is not bluff isn't
things
working.
have to be done before you can take the crystal of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Defeating your nemesis, for example.
Okay.
But it does potentially buy some time for Jaxa inside the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try and like sidle along a little bit until I'm standing as in the direction of the EMH, just to seem like just slightly bumble my way that way as I'm being jostled.
All right, not a problem. I like that. And so we are effectively going into a bizarre kind of three-way party split of combat, sidling, and trying to figure out what the heck is going on with the EMH from a programming perspective. And so, Captain Proton, will you attack first?
I'm gonna move first, but I'm not gonna attack. What I want to try and do is actually lean on Tenon's values, which is between let's talk this out and empathy is key.
Right.
And I kind of, there's two things. I kind of want to get like a telepathic reading of Maximus.
Yes.
I guess like, I'm just like, I want to try and figure out who his mother is. Like, because I had a question. You probably haven't thought about this too deeply, but I thought about this a lot in the last couple of weeks. I was kind of wondering if Arachnia was his mother. And I could use that somehow, basically. But I don't know if that's too metagamey, and I'm just breaking this a bit. And I just had some weird fantasy in my head while I was watching Bride of Chaotica. I don't know.
I told you this was fanfic. This whole holodeck program is Chaotica fanfic.
But I basically want to try and use kind of Tenon's values of let's talk this out and empathy of key to actually, rather than go into combat, try and talk to him, even if that talking is just creating a lot more time before Tenon gets hit in the head with a sword.
Sure. I like that. I really do like that. And you do get partial readings off of him. And remember, it's in color.
Yeah.
You're seeing colors, and you're seeing gold, golden color, but there are tinges of lime, sickly green around the edges of gold.
Okay.
Which could be he's extremely happy, but there is some kind of suspicion or concern at the edges of that happiness.
Okay.
That's what you're getting off of him. And with regards to his attack, I am going to say that you are aware of what he's doing. So you can oppose his attack when he attacks, because he does attack. But you almost get the sense that he almost doesn't want to win, but he does. Because if he beats you, then
that's it.
Then he's beaten you, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to make his attack anyway. So it's daring and security, and you get to oppose with daring and security.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me a daring and security roll.
Daring
if
and
you
security,
please.
so that's 8 and a 3.
Yeah.
And we've got no momentum or anything. I'm just going to roll. Let the dice be my famous last words. 17 and a 9.
So
So
one
one-
success.
One
Okay.
success.
So he swings wildly at you. Oh, he gets 2 successes, so he
Ooh.
hits. He hits. And the damage that you take, I've got it. Where's it gone? Is. Oh no, I cannot. Here we go. It is the equivalency of a bat'leth. So it is deadly, and it is 3 points of damage.
Oi, oi, oi. Madre de Dios. Ow.
So good that you got your
One, yeah.
stress back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is what is happening out there.
Oh,
You
man.
two, he is swinging this blade, but you are anticipating that he's swinging it, but not with all of his force, not with all of his might, because there's this sort of, if I kill you, then what? Is playing in
Yeah.
the back of his mind.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the ship, our lieutenant commander is busy looking into the EMH. And you're going to be assisted by the ensigns on the bridge, effectively, as they're trying to help you out there. And what are you looking for specifically? Are you just sort of looking at the doctor's code, because he's got thousands and thousands of lines of code? Are you looking for something specific, or what's your plan?
If I can sense him, I want to figure out why isn't he actively doing anything? Like, is this a projection of him, and like the real him is somewhere else in the system doing something, or is this actually him and he's being inhibited somehow from making any actions? Just trying to figure out, like, what's his program? Is this actually him, or is it a facsimile and the real him is somewhere else?
I like that. That will be a control and engineering check, if you please.
Okay.
And
Alright.
the difficulty is 3.
With these 3, we have no momentum, so I think I will give you 1 point of threat.
Right?
So roll an extra die. Yeah, I've got I don't know. Would my focus in computers help at all? Probably
Yes,
not.
absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, thank you. I'll do that then. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3 successes.
Brilliant.
Nice.
So the reason why the doctor is quiet is because the doctor is currently being overwritten by Maximus.
Oh.
Ew, that's not
He
good.
found the doctor's system somehow. We have no idea how he found the doctor at all.
Who did that?
And he is currently trying to replace the doctor.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why the doctor is quiet, is because there are literally 2 personalities
Right.
trying to gain control over the EMH.
So I mean, does it stand to reason then Maximus is actually distracted, because not only is he trying to fight Captain Proton, but he's also trying to overwrite the doctor?
Correct.
Okay, so
100%.
maybe is there a way that I can help the doctor fight this overriding thing?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
You also figure that Maximus is currently fighting Tenon and looks like has hit Tenon, or got very close to hitting Tenon. He's currently fighting the doctor. If you could get him to fight other things at the same time, that's just splitting him apart even more, making him less effective in any one particular area. You do have comms.
Yeah. I will calm the bridge and say, "This is Lieutenant Commander Jaxa to anybody on the Norwalk who can respond."
Right? So to avoid that weird little moment,
Yeah.
this is Stevel who's currently on.
Steve, Ensign, you and your others were able to rewrite the holodeck program to give us a medical kit.
Yes, we did do that. Did it help?
Yes, it did
Oh,
help.
that's
Can
so
you
good.
rewrite?
That's so good.
Can you rewrite the holodeck program to bring in a what's Captain Proton's allies called? The
Buster Kincaid.
Proton Squad. I want a whole bunch of like goons, like supernumerary essential casting Captain Proton supporters to just like appear on the holodeck to attack Maximus's thugs.
Okay. Steve will just start scanning through, like, you know. Steve will start scanning through recent things that are there. They just like pull, like when you open Photoshop, it's like, you know, you did this recently, and
Yes,
so I would like to just dump, and I'll change the settings on them, but I would like to dump the 1,000 dignitaries from the opening, opening scene.
Perfect.
Except they're all very angry now.
Well, they were angry. If you remember last time, they were angry because they all had
guns.
Tommy guns.
Yes, they did. In that case, I don't have to change anything other than
That's right.
they're going for Maximus, not for us now.
Yes, other than the targeting.
Yes, that's all I changed.
That's very good.
I think that's why he
Okay.
picks them. He just looks down and is like, why do these dignitaries have guns? Oh well, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Steve, you will need to please give me, because you're trying to change. Well, you're trying to reset the targeting, right? So it's not targeting Proton; it's targeting Maximus.
Yeah.
Please don't target Proton.
Do
I'm
not.
very squishy.
No.
So that would be a control plus security check, please.
Okay, that is. There's no way I can make that science.
Still- No, still difficulty 3.
Okay, have threat.
Sorry, you have 6 threats straight off the bat, or
How much threat do you want to give him?
Well,
Or how many?
I'm just wondering. I'm a supporting character at this point, so I can't use determination.
there's
And
no
that's-
values of it.
My focuses are anatomy, xenobiology, and radiation. So that's a big flat 0. So yeah, I guess have 3 threats, so I can add 2 dice.
Nice.
That gives me 4 dice. I'm looking for 11s and under. God bless me. I've got.
Oh no.
So I've
Oh
got.
dear.
I've got 1,
Yay!
Yay!
and I've got a 16, a 16, and a 20.
Oh,
No, no.
Oh.
Why am I doing this? Why do I buy
No.
dice and they just roll
So
20s? Next time I
Okay.
buy an extra dice, just tell me no. Tell me no.
tasty complication.
So the complication is, Proton, as you are standing there,
Here we go.
looking at Maximus with his double-bladed thing, 1,000 dignitaries appear, all holding Tommy guns. And for a moment, Maximus looks over his shoulder, and then he smiles and he says, "I thank you for the reinforcements to witness your final defeat, Proton." And so, unfortunately, you do not split his attention. As a matter of fact, you're focusing his attention in this particular instance. And so, he is going to attack you once again, Tenon.
Okay.
Are you going to defend, or are you going to attack him back this time around?
What are my options here?
I mean, you can always attack back, right?
Oh,
It's you're opposing. The opposition doesn't take up your action.
yeah.
what I'm saying.
I think so. What does defend do? I'm guessing, does that help? Like if he hits me, it helps me not take stress.
It increases the difficulty that he needs to roll. So, in a melee, he needs to roll one difficulty to hit you. I believe it's 1. If you take the dodge, he'd need to roll 2 to hit you.
Ooh. And what?
That's the defend action.
What do I need to roll to do a dodge?
The defend action?
Yeah. Yeah. Defend. Yeah.
Give me a second here. I had it, and then I moved away from it.
Sorry.
Defend. I really did have it, I swear. Defend. defend.
way.
Defend is it's called God, as a matter of fact. You defend yourself. You need to make an insight and security task, a check with difficulty of 0.
11. And we've got no momentum, have we? And you've got all the
No.
threat.
Yep.
I'm just gonna roll. Let's see. Let's see if this plucky young ensign lasts the night. I've got a 3 and an 11.
So there you go. So that's 2 successes. That's 2 momentum that you gain because you didn't have to spend any. So you have 2 momentum in the kitty.
Nice.
Your difficulty to be hit now has gone up by 1. And so now he tries to attack you. His daring and security, he needs to beat 2 difficulty. So here we go. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So he rolls a 3, so that's 1 success.
Okay.
But then he rolled a 20.
Oh, what a shame.
I will spend 2 threat to get rid of that 20.
Okay.
To get rid of his complication. Because he's got the threat, so might as well get rid of it. So he misses you as he swipes at you with that large thing. That silvery blade sort of whistles through the air, but you duck out of the way without a problem. Inside the ship, Jaxa, you are trying to help the doctor. What are you going to try and do? Are you going to try and delete Maximus's program, which would be very difficult? Are you going to try and shunt it somewhere else? What are you thinking?
Well, because I'm a transporter chief and I know everything there is to know about transporters, is there any way I can use the transporters tied into the holodeck to like completely beam Maximus's entity or program out of the holodeck matrix? And would that harm the doctor, or like would that prevent the overwrite from happening?
It's not possible to beam him out, but it is possible to shunt him into the transporter buffer, which is exactly what the doctor did.
Yeah.
And if you can keep him there, you can then purge the buffers, and that would just get rid of everything.
Ooh.
Yeah, if I thought I could do that, absolutely. And then what I'm also thinking is our Captain Proton ship has one other wondrous device, and but unfortunately we would need to create a breach in order to make use of it.
Yes.
And so like I'm just trying to get creative here, and like I'm presuming I've got like a phaser ray gun kind of thing.
Yes.
If I start shooting some of the control panels, like would that be enough to self-inflict a breach on the ship in order to create the wormhole of immense power that I could use to pull Maximus into the transporter buffer?
Another thing with the tag immense. This is this very thematic thing.
It's a chick, right?
Boy, oh boy. So I would propose that your idea would be if you blew up the ship,
Mm-hmm.
the safety protocols are off.
They are off, yep.
That could cause the holodeck to suffer extensive damage.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, that might chase Maximus out of the holodeck systems. And if you've made the transporter buffer seem as if it's the safest possible place, which he now knows that's where the doctor was hiding, arguably that could work.
Create a
There
honey
is that
trap.
one small risk, however, that breach that you're causing to the actual Norwalk,
Yeah,
if it hits the engines, you could be causing a major problem.
because we've already
Yeah.
got a
Like,
structural
that's how
breach,
I
haven't we?
can see it playing out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think the transporter idea is cool, like
I think it's
especially
great,
because we saw that with the doctor.
What was that? I didn't catch that, Kim.
I think the transporter idea was a good idea, especially because like we learned that kind of from the doctor. So I think there's almost like a poetic justice to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so then it sounds like what I need to do is I need to set up the transporter buffer as kind of the mousetrap or the receptacle to catch him, and then I need to set Captain Proton's ship to
Explode.
destruct. Yeah.
I like it. So first of all, let's set up the mousetrap, which is going to require you to rewrite some of the ship's protocol systems to basically make the transporter buffer the most easily accessible, but also most secure space. And for that, I am going to ask you to please give me. Well, you got to figure out what he would find alluring. So this is going to be an insight, and then engineering or security check.
To find out what he would like.
Yeah, but well, not to find out what he would like, but basically to look at the systems that he's been in. So what are systems that he's familiar with? To try and figure out how to make it the most juicy option. So insight and engineering would give you a logical kind of route to take. Insight and security would give you the path that he's probably going to take, but it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I think the latter probably makes more sense.
Yeah, insight and security.
We want to make it appealing to his vanity and to his machismo or whatever is appropriate.
Love it.
So insight plus security then is what I'm looking for. And difficulty.
Typically of 2.
Difficulty 2. I'll spend one of the momentum to give myself a little help here.
Down
Right.
1.
All right, so I'm looking at a target number of 12 here. I need difficulty. You said difficulty 2.
Yep.
All right, I rolled a 2 and a 13 and a 17, so that's 2 successes.
That's just what you needed.
Just what I needed.
Set it up so that when the ship suffers a breach, it's going to lock down a whole bunch of systems, but leave this little back door directly into the transporter buffer.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right.
Very good, very good. And now, Lieutenant Herman, what are you doing standing next to the doctor holding the crystal of knowledge?
So yeah, I think I've kind of by the stage managed to like
Immense.
immense knowledge. Yes. And at this close range, standing next to him, is there anything additional I can see about the doctor, or is he just like frozen?
Just that his face keeps twitching from concern to smugness, and then back to concern, and then back to smugness, and then back to concern, and then back to smugness. Almost as if he doesn't know whom he is.
Right.
I love that the eyebrow goes up for smugness.
It's very good.
You've got
eyebrow.
great eyebrows. They're so, they've really sold this story to me.
Endorsed on LinkedIn for eyebrows. Yeah. I guess what I want to do, therefore, is where can I find, like, is there a holodeck control panel near here where I can work out, or I can interface and see how he's being emitted into the room, like, and work out. We already know he's got like this little sort of duality thing going on. It's like, if I can work in and maybe like try and just fix that, because I don't necessarily know at the moment that he's got Maximus in his head, but I can see something's going on. So if I can just get access to the nearest holodeck panel and be like, maybe he just needs defragging. I don't know, but just something needs to be done.
That could have been done before the 1,000 dignitaries arrived with 2,000 eyeballs watching.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And as much as you think you might be able to sidle out of the crowd holding the crystal of immense knowledge, probably not. You could just...
So all the dignitaries are basically pointing their guns kind of
at you guys, at
Right.
the ship and at the little arena that's been formed in the middle of you. You have sociology.
do.
I mean, you could just talk to him.
I guess so. I just didn't. He didn't seem to be talking back, but or talking. But yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, it's certainly better than what I was thinking of doing. Let's put it that way. Oh no, don't trust me. I was just like, do we really need this crystal of immense?
I was thinking smash the crystal.
I was just like,
I caught that wavelength.
Well, I was just kind of like thinking, I can almost be like, everyone stop, or I smash the crystal.
I mean, it's a play.
But then I'm just drawing attention to 1,000 people with guns pointing at me. So, what I'm instead going to do... I don't want to draw attention to myself, I want to draw attention away from myself. So I sort of say in my own breath, it's like, I can't wait to get back to my tomato plants. And I go, I can't do a whistle. And I go, catch! And I throw it into the crowd of 1,000 dignitaries with guns.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So that they can all be looking in different directions. And
Yes.
then I can do something which is probably more useful than carrying a cardboard crystal around.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you are hurling this crystal into the crowd and then trying to run where?
To the holodeck control panel.
Okay, so
At least
to
if I
the
can do
side of the
something
arena.
like, maybe I can turn the safeties back on, or maybe I can turn all these people with guns off, or but I can't do that with them all watching me. I have to be able to get there to read the lay of the land.
Throwing the crystal will require you to please give me a fitness plus security check.
I'm just so fit. No, I'm not. Fitness of 10 and security of 2.
I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Difficulty is 0,
It's
because you're not trying
bad.
to throw it at someone. You're just
No,
trying to get some
That's
distance.
true. And is it just like 1 success?
0.
0?
Zero
Oh,
success. Yeah.
here we go. Watch these 20s appear. Oh, thank God. I got a 9 and a 10, so that's 2 successes.
2 successes. Right.
So we're up to 3 momentum.
3 momentum.
Nice.
Love it. You throw that and you leg it as fast as you possibly can towards the holodeck controls at the side of the arena, which is not difficult for you to find. Back to the top of the round, as it were, and Tenon, you are engaged with Maximus. Are you going to do anything spectacularly interesting?
I would like to make a grand gesture and throw my double batleth to the ground and kneel before son of Chaotica. And I will say, Maximus, ruler of the cosmos, son of Chaotica, I yield. You have me. You have me cornered, and I wish for no further bloodshed for my friends. You have what you want right in front of you. And I yield. I bow to your greater majesty. The cosmos is yours.
Wow. He's gonna make a roll here.
I like the way you
And
were like,
beheads me.
the cosmos is yours, then you went.
I
I'm gonna
gift wrapped it
spend
for
1
you.
threat to get an extra dice because he really needs to. A 19, an 18. That's none whatsoever, and a 12. The 12 is a success. So he looks at you with this sort of unhappy face. I accept your surrender, Proton. But you must swear on your life and your honor that you are not trying to deceive me.
In honor of your father, I am not trying to deceive you. This is it. This is my back up against the wall. I have nothing left. I have no tricks. I have no traps. I have no ways out of this. I simply yield to the greater man.
Jaxa, how long a timer are you setting on this starship exploding?
Well, I think that was my cue. I'm gonna open up the external comms and say,
I said
Captain
I didn't
Proton,
have any
you can't
tricks.
surrender. You can't surrender, Captain Proton. Captain Proton never surrenders. You may not be deceitful, but I am going to activate the ship's self-destruct and prevent the victory of the son of Maximus or the son of Chaotica so desperately deserves. And I'll set the timer. I'll set the timer for 30 seconds, and then I'll run out of the ship.
It's like, how fit do you feel? It's like,
30 seconds worth of fit.
All right, so you are running from the rocket ship. Go ahead and give me a fitness and security check, please.
Fitness and security. All right, that's a target number of 11.
Difficulty of 1.
I didn't ask what the difficulty was. Sorry.
It's 1.
Okay, well I rolled a 2 and an 11, so that's 3 successes.
Oh, very nice.
that was 2. Up to 5
So that's-
momentum.
2 momentum. And you know what? I forgot to. Oh no! Wait, we can't do anything with the breach, so it doesn't matter. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just bank that momentum.
All right, perfect. You run from the ship. As you have given your speech about never surrendering, Maximus looks down at you, Proton, and says, "So, it was a ruse after all, Proton. I knew it to be so."
I mean, I didn't say that I said that I had nothing else.
Proton wasn't being deceitful.
I
We
didn't
just-
lie.
He's his own person. It's not
Lieutenant Herman, you've got to the control panel.
okay.
What are you doing?
What
You
what
watch
is
Jax as he leaps from the rocket ship and is running as fast as he can away from it.
yeah. I mean, is it? Did I hear your broadcast? You being like, I never
Yeah.
surrender.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
presumably
you're
I
also
can.
seeing Tenon on his knees with Maximus standing with his double blade getting really angry.
Okay, I need to somehow. Can I yeah, I'll start again. I'm so excited. Ooh, spoil for choice. I'm a console for the holodeck. Can I add new elements?
Yes, of course you can. And you've got plenty of threat. You can create a new trait if you like.
Okay. I would like to go back and through the recent history and grab the death squid tentacle,
Yes.
and I want to put it coming out of the door of the spaceship,
Okay.
and I want to create the trait that it really wants to grab Maximus, pull him into the spaceship as it's going to blow up. I want him as close to that blowing up spaceship as possible.
I like that. I like that. And I'm going to ask you to please give me. Wow, this is an interesting one. Go ahead and give me a daring and security check.
Daring and security.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what I will do is I've done the reading, so I'm going to spend 1 momentum straight away, taking us down to 4. That allows
Yeah.
me to use science instead. So
Nice.
it's now daring plus science,
Oh, that's
which
better,
takes
isn't it?
8 plus 4 rather than 8 plus 2. And the first bonus d20 I purchased with science is free, so I get 3 dice.
Oh, nice.
Because I did the reading and I tested my theory.
Yes.
Um,
Difficulty 2.
difficulty is 2. I will also spend 1 momentum to get a 4th dice. So we're
Why
down to
not?
3 momentum. I've got
Yep.
4 dice. It's time to program like I've never programmed before. I've got a 1, a 6, a 7, and a 16.
Oh la
So
la.
that's 4 successes.
4 successes?
4
Beautiful.
successes. How many did I need again? It was 3, wasn't it?
2.
Mm-hmm.
2. Oh, so we get plus 2
Oh.
momentum back up to 5.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, and so as Jaxa is running as fast as he possibly can away from the spaceship, Maximus is about to decapitate Proton for being a treacherous, sneaky person, and you are looking over your shoulder with a grin on your face, I'm assuming, Lieutenant Herman, as these tentacles shoot out of the side of the rocket ship. The rocket ship then suddenly goes nova and explodes. There is a giant rocking of the ship. Everyone rolls to the sides, and because Jaxa set it off, I'm going to say, Jaxa, would you roll the d20 to see what system is breached?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, thank goodness. The weapons of
Ah.
the Norwalk are breached. That's your second breach, 2 to go. However, as that happens, Maximus sees this explosion coming towards him, as do all of you, as this thing is going off. The tentacles are still reaching out to him. Now they're on fire. He vanishes.
Oh.
Ooh.
You've got 3 seconds. What are the 3 of you doing?
Jaxie, you go first.
Hopefully he shunted himself into the mousetrap. So I'm gonna in 3 seconds. Is there anybody here who needs protection or to be knocked down from the impact of the blast or something?
No,
Just,
everybody seems okay.
Got the trap then, I guess.
Set the trap, yeah, or execute. Hit the computer and hope that Maximus was correctly shunted into the trap we set.
Blew up the ship. So are you gonna try and run to find a console?
Yeah, I'll call out for an arch, I guess, and hope that a compound.
You run up and then you try and purge this program. Okay. It is fighting back because it doesn't want to be purged.
It does.
So please would you give me a control plus engineering check because you are in control here. The difficulty, however, is 5.
Oh.
Okay. Alright.
Can I see?
Yes.
on my control what's going on, and can I assist?
You can, absolutely. You can assist.
I'd love to
100%.
assist then. So that's control and sorry, you said
Control engineering.
control engineering. Okay.
And I'm gonna spend the 3 momentum we have left to buy 2 dice.
Sure.
So I'll roll 4 dice.
My assist
Sorry.
works. I've got a success.
Difficulty 5, you said?
Yep. So now it's difficulty of 4.
Well, hope for the best here. All right, I got a 3, a 10, a 13, and a 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes.
Oh.
6 successes plus the
Six
1
successes.
puts you on 7 successes.
Oh.
You delete Maximus from the galaxy.
From the galaxy. Yo.
Gone.
Love it. Love it.
Hopefully the doctor's okay. Woo!
The holodeck is on
Oh,
fire.
Maximus.
The Norwalk is on fire. But all is quiet. The doctor, no longer in shackles, walks through the frozen program and looks at the 3 of you and kind of tugs on his disheveled jacket, makes himself look a bit more presentable, squares up his spectacles. On behalf of the citizens of Earth, I thank you. He looks at the 3 of you. And now I want to go home. I hate this place and I hate Paris even more than I thought possible. I
Understandable.
think
All right.
the less said about this operation, the better. Agreed?
Agreed. Sir.
I'll just let Jaxa file his report. I don't need to.
Well, Mr. President, the Norwalk has suffered significant damage from this escapade. And clearly the second contact with the photonic beings didn't work out, so there will need to be a full report.
I understand. And I'm not saying for a second that we should lie. I just think we should make it very clear that Commander Paris should never be allowed to write holodeck programs ever again.
Clearly.
And that perhaps photonic space is best left alone.
I think I agree with that. Sir.
Yes,
yeah.
this very wise. Very, very wise.
And that it was down to the courage
Okay.
of the 3 crew members of the USS Norwalk, led by their president, that managed to lead to the success of our mission.
You were incapacitated for most of it, sir, but
Yes,
you cut an inspiring figure, nonetheless.
Yeah, you cut him off before he launches into the rest of his speech about how, through his escapades and genius and so several days pass. The Norwalk
Talks for that
undergoes-
long?
Oh no! You cut him off before.
Oh, right,
that.
right. I was about to say. Okay. So
And
while he is
managed to
talking,
con-
I'm going to lean over to Jackson and say, "Make sure you put the lizard suit in the report."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
3 days pass. The Norwalk is repaired. The Commodore returns. She reads your reports. How accurate are your reports?
I mean, I see no reason not to
You know what?
be on,
Yeah.
be on the level.
One of my values is speak your mind. So my report is thorough and accurate,
Yeah.
including pictures of this, including pictures of the lizard suit.
Yeah, I think being an ensign, the ensign would be very honest and truthful, but maybe like the sections about the Captain Proton bits are very like adventure, just very like boldly written, like kind of almost written like a script or something like that. Like they're just very like enthusiastic.
Yeah. And I think my report is fairly by the numbers, nothing too fancy, other than a recommendation that that once again we look into the safety of the holodeck, because this stuff keeps happening. And two, I would like to understand why, in the middle of this, the life support systems from my my botanical lab was turned off, and all of my hot sauce was wiped out.
Oh no!
How did that happen? I suspect foul play from Maximus.
Yes.
There you go.
3 ensigns absolutely corroborate that. It was definitely he seemed to be fixated on those systems 100%.
Yeah, hydroponics just took a hit, man. I can't believe
Just
it.
took a hit. And there we leave the USS Norwalk to sail on to Starbase 215 to complete repairs and to start yet another adventure.
Hey,
Folks, thanks for watching. That brings us to the end. Thank you guys for playing. I hope you had some fun. I certainly did.
A lot of fun.
A bit touch and go at one point. I was like, oh dear, let's see what's going to happen. But in true spirit, I think you made Captain Proton proud with your shenanigans.
Yay.
And I was tracking every time that you taught Maximus.
Oh,
And out of a total of 5 potential times, you only did it twice.
really?
Oh,
Wow.
So congratulations to you guys on avoiding that.
nice.
Certainly came close. Anyway,
I'm guessing
That was a
like
really good challenge.
That was
Yeah.
That
great.
was a really good challenge.
Thank you, guys. That was
if
great.
I think in the back of my mind, that's why I wasn't trying. That's why I think I forgot about the open comm systems.
right.
yeah.
We didn't want to let on what we were doing and have Maximus try to learn something.
Yeah.
So good challenge.
It
Really good
actually
challenge.
worked out in your favor because he was listening to everything.
Yeah.
The first thing he took over was sensors, so he knew what you were saying, but you weren't saying it. Which,
We meant
That was the
all
plan.
along. Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
part of the plan.
Yeah. So I'm guessing
No,
if we hit
but-
5, he would have fully taken over the ship and gone on a rampage. Like, yeah.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. It was just a sort of a secret little countdown going on in the
Oh, that's so
background.
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun. The doctor being revealed to him in the medical bay. It's like, oh no,
Mhm.
those little SPCs are like. I mean, they helped. They did, but
I think that's what I really like about supporting characters in Star Trek is it is always really hard to not start metagaming at that point, but there is something really refreshing about just taking the opportunity to almost mess yourself up a little bit and so you go, oh no, why did we do that? Just suddenly stop thinking and planning ahead too much and be very reactive. It's quite fun.
Yeah.
it was super cool.
I really appreciate that you let us have the doctor appear in sickbay in the lizard outfit. I think that was
Yes.
just a nice little touch that worked out really well.
It was a suggestion that you guys had, and it made it so much better, which is what I love. So anyway,
And Steve having the crowd of diplomats
Dignitaries, yeah.
with the Tommy guns. I think that was a nice tie
Oh,
back
man.
to the first
That
part.
was lovely.
If only it had worked. If only it had worked. But yeah.
And Kim, great job on the inspired Captain Proton speeches.
Yeah.
Over and over again, we called you to bring up a speech, and you did great every time.
Thank you. I
Absolutely
mean,
nailed it.
yeah, I got an opportunity to watch Voyager again for work, so I took it.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
folks, we have been playing this game in honor of the technical manual that is dropping June 4th or has already dropped. You can pre-order or purchase it as you so choose, and then throw all kinds of technical shenanigans against your players, whether you're playing Captain's Log or Star Trek Adventures 2nd Edition. And with that, I think just a shout out to all of you for watching all of our craziness. Thank you for that. And you can find all of us at various places. Let's start with Steve.
Hello, you can probably find me right here at modiphius.tv/Twitch. Whatever. But a real URL that actually works. And yeah, do all the usual things. Subscribe and all that stuff to our YouTube. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Modiphius Live, check out all the other stuff. There's a bunch of older Star Trek stuff. There's some Fallout. There is also Dreams and Machines and Dune. And we will also be banging up more stuff over the next month. We may be coming up with some Cohors Cthulhu. So check that out.
Very cool. Jim.
Yeah, so you can find me on the Modiphius Discord, of course. I'm sure links will be, wherever you can find them. I am also the co-host of the Continuing Conversations podcast with Michael Dismute. We talk about Star Trek Adventures. We've been talking about it for 4 years now. We do it every other week, so go check out our videos and podcasts on YouTube and all the different podcast channels. And you can also follow my fiction writing, etc. at scribeandnetty.com. And just a little plug for the technical manual. It's also compatible with 1st edition because all equipment in Star Trek Adventures is basically traits. Traits are in 1st edition, 2nd edition. Not Captain's Log, but you can still use it with Captain's Log. So if you haven't already gotten a copy, do check it out. Hope you have fun with it.
Grand.
And then wearing a fantastic cap and making the rest of us, except for Jim, feel like we need to go and buy some baseball caps. Kim, where can they find you?
I'm Kim again, and I am part of High Rollers D&D, and we play a homebrew D&D adventure every Sunday at 5 p.m. UK time. Just type High Rollers D&D in whichever search engine you use, you'll find us. And I can be found on most platforms on @NanoSounds. And when I'm not rolling dice badly, I'm also a script writer for Marvel Move. And also I'm doing a little bit of TTRPG writing, which I can talk about publicly soon. And I'm very excited to reveal soon. So what could that be?
I don't know.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And thank you for, this is my first time playing Star Trek Adventures, and what a crew to play it with, the experts and the people writing it. So I hope I did justice. I'm really excited to play more.
That's been lovely. I've been loving
I hope you do.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Very fun.
Fantastic.
And Guy, where can we find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, Off My Bridge, which is everything Star Trek Adventures 2 related. And so there we go. Thank you for watching. Thanks for playing. And that's it. That's it. That's the end of the show. Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
Question
No, it really
mark.
is. We've got to go.
Bye.
See you, everybody. Be well.